Hi, this is Rod Young from New Zealand. This is just a quick video. I'm going to show you this from
Let's hope that
America
shows some
and
therapeutic effectiveness. But it's right to do the trial because, as the World Health Organization said, we have to be guided by the evidence.
This is Dr.
Now,
Campbell.
in the United States, cases greatly increasing. The President was talking about quarantining New York and New Jersey and somewhere else. I think that's been reduced to a strong travel advisory now. Slightly concerning that a lot of people from New York seem to be going to Florida, potentially spreading the disease to Florida, of course. Now, I did notice, I don't want to criticise any world leader because my leaders have been the same, but President Trump was signing some act into power and all his big wigs were just roundabout standing like that next to each other. And people were doing the same in my parliament just a few days, just a week ago anyway, where they were actually crowding together having conversations in parliament as if we weren't in the middle of a life-threatening pandemic.
Just on that point, when I watch Dr. Campbell in the mornings, that's what really a 10-minute speech in Parliament is. That's what these YouTube videos are. These videos are about individuals who have some nous and some ability and some judgment and waiting, and they're just giving their presentations. So this is what this is. Listening to factual and then commenting upon it. So to me, having the old system of a whole lot of people standing around in a Parliament, perhaps we move on now with this digital technology. We can always go back to that if we don't have fibre optic cables and stuff. But what we're seeing globally now are people who make sense, people that make us laugh, people that are able to move us, people that are inspiring, people that have something to say and offer, and the compassion that they come out with. So I just raised this with you because why do we not have people that have something to say coming together on the YouTube and then forming into a collegial thing? I set up Vendobetter University for a purpose of the quaternary education system because I could see the tertiary education system being, if you like, corrupted. And so here we are with the pandemic now. Everyone's doing it from home, and we need to have a professor's lounge, if you like, with regards to the brightest and best coming together and those that are willing to listen and follow to do the best and the right thing.
Leaders need to adapt their behaviour so they can lead by example. As I say, I'm not criticising any leader, it's not a political comment. People all around the world have been doing it. Let's learn from the mistakes and let's move forward separately.
It's interesting, I watch news and other videos now, and you'll see big rallies, you'll see lots of people lining up, you'll see people at shops and stuff. It's amazing how quickly we've adopted the quarantine and stay home and adapted, if you like, in our thinking. And so when we see old videos, it's like watching old videos, black and white videos, and we see people running around and that sort of thing, and we think how quaint. And as I said, the social distancing, not only do we lose 30,000 or 30 million people from the flu and that sort of thing. So this washing of hands, I think the social distancing, I think there's people that would like that sort of activity. I just watched the video in India of them hitting people on motorbikes with sticks, the police. And one of the funny things is the police over there seem to be obese with these sticks, and they're hitting these little skinny young people that are out doing their thing. So when the virus comes racing through there, we might find that the obese males are the ones that are wielding the sticks today, but they could be the ones on incubators tomorrow. So, you know, each different country is doing things differently.
While we are metaphorically together. This was quite concerning. New York Police Department, 500 officers tested positive. That was...
Had a talk with a gentleman today. If we get through this and we get a vaccine, let's say New Zealand adopts the vaccine and we get vaccinated, technically we could open our tourists up to all those that have had Covid-19 and survived it, or those that have been vaccinated. And so it's going to be an interesting time around the world. Do we open up our borders in New Zealand again? Or, as this person said, we could shut down for a whole year. We're lucky enough to have the resources and the infrastructure and the low population numbers with the abundance of food to actually survive it. But then we have an obligation to carry on sending food out to the rest of the world. Because if we don't go back to work here in New Zealand, there's 100 people that don't have food in the rest of the world. So these are really interesting questions that are being raised.
That was very concerning. Whether these officers contracted the disease in the line of duty or off duty, we have no way of telling, because there's a lot of disease in New York anyway. But concerning that NYPD is starting to be affected there. Now, people are always asking me to include more countries, and you can only... The point of this is just to give us an idea, a feel of what's going on, so you can interpret your local news hopefully more accurately. But Denmark, increasing cases, all education and all shops shut, police patrols to enforce it. No meetings are over 10 people, that's too many. Denmark needs to reduce the number of people that are allowed to meet. In a meeting of 10 people, one person can infect 9. Not good enough in my view. Canada, again, significant increase, 819 cases in the past 24 hours. Mr. Trudeau is saying that distancing is making a difference, and that's reasonable that it is. Quebec's a bit of an epicentre, but all provinces are affected in Canada. Now, I've just got an email from Peru here. Now, the numbers of cases are low in Peru, and this person who's emailed me from Peru is delighted at how proactive the Peruvian government seems to have been. So, some encouragement here, because most governments in Europe and the United States have been grossly, in my view, reactive, waiting till the problem was obvious rather than anticipating the problem. But in Peru, they declared a state of emergency on the 14th of March. That's now extended to the 12th of April. Army are on the streets, curfew, no schools, no gatherings, no restaurants, no pubs, no private cars. Public transport reduced to the minimum. People can only go shopping by taxi. Taxis are a bit of an enclosed space. I'm not sure I like that one. Potential spread in taxis there. I would have thought you're better walking in the fresh air. They can go on foot or on bike. Okay, that's good. They can go on foot or on bikes, which is fine. Obviously, only to buy food or medicine. It seems that the countries that have been following, it's the only country that's been following all your recommendations. Well, me and the World Health Organization, I guess, and everyone else who's been informed on this. But good to see this proactivity in Peru. Let's really hope it pays off for them. It's a unique case in the region and maybe can be a good example to the world of the sacrifices that have to be made now.
There's a phone call. Some of the kids in New Zealand streets in Tokoroa are riding their bikes. Are they all from the same house, or are they mingling? So that there is a very big no-no. The other one is carload pulls up and they have a party. So that's happening in New Zealand. An old fellow was watching out the window, can't sleep at night, and sees a couple of guys go down on skateboards at 2 a.m. Now, where have they been? And where are they off to? And what have they been doing? Someone else had mentioned that after 3 weeks of a shutdown, some areas in the community just start to get to boiling point and things start to bubble over. So these are going to be interesting to see how they are taken care of. That's it. Good on you, Dr. Campbell. When are you going to get knighted, Sir John? Sir John Campbell.